Isn't the provision of God wonderful? Are we so fortunate to be able to have such a gracious and good Father? I've asked Mary to come up and just share just a couple things that she's been experiencing and her family have experienced. We've been so privileged to be able to have them part of the embassy now for a while, and they've got a growing family and a precious family, and I've just asked her to share a couple things. Go ahead, Mary.
Good morning, Embassy. I said good morning. Okay, so he asked me to come up here and tell you how 2020 went for my family. As you know, most people in 2020 did not have a good experience, a lot of unemployment, losing jobs, things like that, businesses closing. God has blessed us in so many ways. In January of 2020, I got a promotion at work, making more money. It was going to be great for our family, and then COVID hit. I was on a roll, getting going in my marketing position. It was great. And then, like I said, COVID hit. I was exposed to COVID in March. I was also pregnant for my son 7 weeks away from my due date. A young kid came in, was exposed to COVID. He had COVID, exposed me. I went home on a Wednesday. They told me that I would not be returning to work, that I had to stay home. I freaked out. I cried. I was like, oh my gosh, I had my maternity leave planned out. It wasn't going to work out for my family the way that I had it planned. So I applied for unemployment, and it took weeks. And how many people, we all know that it took weeks for them to get their unemployment. So I posted on Facebook saying, has anybody had trouble with the unemployment website? So a friend came back from years ago that I met through the bank, and he said that his wife worked for unemployment to contact her. She got me my unemployment within 3 days. Yes. And so so we planned that out, and it was working out perfect because I had, like I said, I had it all planned out for my maternity leave. I ended up having my son on May 20th, and the hospital was great. My experience in the hospital was wonderful. They treated my husband awesome. But then I was like, okay, well, now I'm going to have to start using probably my maternity leave. And my boss calls me and she says, Mary, we got the grant. The grant that small businesses could apply for, and I got to get my full pay from work without even using my vacation time for maternity leave. So I got my full pay up until the end of June, and it was awesome because I didn't have to struggle. My husband and I did not have to struggle with our bills and have to worry about how we're going to feed our family through this. So then I went back to work after all that. I cried. I'm going to tell you, I cried. God is good. He is so good. He listened to our prayers, and it worked out. And so I went back to work in July. My boss, who was 6 weeks behind me in pregnancy, ended up having her baby. And then I just started getting all the stress, tons of stress, because I was helping run 3 clinics. Plus, we were opening up a new clinic in November. And I ended up in October going in thinking that I was having a panic attack because I suffer from depression and anxiety. I really thought that I was having a panic attack. The doctor says, we're going to do an EKG. Does the EKG, ends up saying, you need to go for an echo. I go in for an echo. He's like, this is what you have mitral valve prolapse. He's like, but I want to dig deeper. I want to see what's going on with you, why you're blacking out, why you're getting dizzy, things like that. Come to find out, he did a TEE, which he had to do a scope down my throat after wearing a heart monitor for 2 weeks. Found out I have a hole between both of my atriums in my heart. So I end up going in for that TEE. They want to do the surgery on the 22nd of December, just before Christmas. Now, 5 years ago, I was dismissed by a cardiologist, and so I ended up with this doctor, which, like I said, God works in mysterious ways. I think he put that, maybe I got this stress for a reason, because I had mini strokes, and I didn't know that that's what was going on. So by December, I had the surgery, and now I'm here today. God helped us through 2020. You know, he helped us with our bills. He helped me with my health, and now I stepped down from my position. Something told me to step down from my marketing position, so I did. I stepped down, and I've never been happier and healthier with myself and my family. I love spending time with my family, and I figured, you know, I have things, but I want to do things. I really do. I have worked so hard my whole life, and my family is more important to me. I was literally working hours on ends, not getting paid overtime, stressing. And God told me, step down from your position, everything's going to be okay. This is where I'm going to end. I talked to my boss. I sat down with him, had a heart-to-heart, and he said, Mary, your health is more important. So I did. I was like, I got to take a step back from my position. I'm sorry. And he's like, I completely understand. I said, I don't care if I take a pay cut. I don't care if I have to go do something else or lose hours. I said, I don't want to leave where I'm working. I love my job. I love who I work for. They gave me a call about an hour later and told me that my pay was not going to change. I was still going to keep my pay of what I got promoted to, and I was still going to be full-time in a different position, less stressful, same hours, same pay. My family, we're set. God is good.